Hang on, I'm just gonna check so you can hear me alright. Oh, you can! Hi! Welcome to my little corner. Hi, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so happy to be back. Can you hear me alright, guys? So welcome to our little corner. We are at a relative's house, and so we're streaming from here. And I'm actually nervous. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I miss you. I miss you so much. How are you? How are you guys? Tell me. Let me know. How have you been? It was at least 2 weeks since we last streamed. Oh, I'm so back. I'm just gonna hang on. I'm just gonna readjust my sound a little bit. Is everything good for you with the music? Can you hear me alright? 22 days, really? Oh yes. I would like to thank D520 and 33, Brennan the Founder, The White Tarot, TK Tarot, The Circle Show, the Circle Talk Show, sorry, Psychopedes, REDVCD, Semilaria, Your Boy Steve, for following outside of stream, and Tara, thank you so much for your resubscription. And to you all, and for your subscription to Issy. Ah, beautiful. Hi guys, thank you so much. And also, thank you so much to Chris Shin 90, who I missed followed last stream. Hi Fabian, how are you? So the lighting in here is a little bit off. I will have to try to find a way to work with it. But this is very dark right now. It's a very dark tablecloth that I have. I wanted to keep it to have it light, you know. But because of the lighting, if I use the one I usually use, which is this one, you'll see it goes all floaty. All fluttery, shimmery, all TV white. So I will work with that. So I hope that it's okay with you to have it like this today. And also, one of the most beautiful benefits of streaming from home or in office is that I can use my light. I'm going to use the candle, but I will have to do so off camera because of the lighting. This is just a battery driven one, you know, but you can tell it really. Oh, so when I work with a candle today, I will do so off stream or off screen, so to speak. I hope that's okay. And then I will work to find a solution for us. Muffin, hi, how are you doing, my friend? So, 22 days. Oh, what a roller coaster. How have you been, and how are you? Are you safe out there? It's really interesting what's going on right now in the world, and it's a little bit tough, you know, because everyone wants to do their part, and it feels like we can see a solution to this, but it feels like the people who are not making it through will not make it through even the solution. So it's interesting what's going on, and many people also outside of the virus, outside of the pandemic, are experiencing really. There's a lot of change, a lot of energetic change going on. And for me, as you know, since I've not been streaming for 22 days, wow. Yeah, I've been through my, and still am, So I'm sorry you have not seen me for so long, and I'm still fighting with everything, but to be able to be here in Jonathan's Memphis father's house, and to be able to be here with our cats and with their dog, and to stream in this beautiful little corner that we set up. It's beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to do this more often. We will, however, I just have to say this right now, we will have to look into when we stream, because I know that we said when we're going to stream home, we can stream all hours of the day. But now when we're here, we still have to consider the other people living here, of course. So I think when we stream, it will still be from 1 p.m. CT or 3 p.m. CT. And then you'll have to check out the VODs if you can't join us. But I think, unfortunately, right now, that's how it's gonna be. But I hope that you can bear with me. But it's okay. I'm gonna restart. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Scary while we're in right now, really. The stream is cracking a bit. Is it the microphone? My voice is very funny. Can you hear me now? Is it better now? I don't think the internet is good. Alright. Is it better now? Can you hear me better? Because I really pulled it up as much as I possibly could. Is it okay? I'm gonna see. I think Bembas is saying something. Oh, right. I'm just gonna check. Put the... Where is that? Hang on. Where... Oops! I just spilled water in the entire room. I'm gonna check. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Let's see where the Bembas is working. So he has to... Hang on. He can't quite help because he's at work. I'm gonna try something, guys. Hang on for just a minute. I really don't know how to do this. The thing is that I'm not sure how Bemba set it up. He's saying that it could be some disturbance with the microphone. I'm gonna give him a quick call, so I'm just gonna go for a break. I give him a quick call and we'll try to figure this out. Okay? Almost like when I moved, it got better. Oh, really? I need to be closer to the computer? Okay. I think I know the solution then, but I will have to call them first. So I'm just gonna go for a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay? Be right back, guys. Love. I think I know how to fix it. Hang on. Just right back. Can you hear me better now? Is it better now? Any better? Any better? Yes? Okay. Okay, perfect. Then I just had to clean this water up. Hang on. Oh, and then I fix this. What is going on? Okay. I spilled water all over the floor. Hang on, guys. So professional when you're streaming from home, right? There we are. This must be super weird to listen to. I'm in the bathroom now. Just putting this towel up so it can dry. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay. There we are. Perfect. Hey, even I can fix things when I call members. Okay. I think I can lower this volume a bit also. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. So, everything looks different. Has the camera been... Oh, right. I spilled water, so I moved everything. That's why. Hang on. This one goes here. That's better. Okay. All done now. Oh, now the music is too loud? Do you agree with them, those guys? This first stream from home, you know, setting everything up. Okay. There we are. So, there we are. This one moved. Okay. Now everything is as it should, right? Okay. Cheers. So, I don't know how much you heard, but I was talking about, well, the situation in the world right now and what is going on and how we feel like everyone wants to do their part, you know. And as an energy worker, I'm starting to feel, oh, but there might be a solution to this pandemic. But that solution is, like it usually is, has to do with the immune system. And so the people, that's already how it works, you know. It's already about the body fighting the virus and for the medicine to help the body fight it. And so if we took in energy instead of medicine, it would be doing the same thing as we already are doing. And people who are struggling with coping would still not be able to. But it really is the situation where you feel you really want to do your parts, you know. This music is so loud for me. Hang on. It's all this setup. It was so much easier in the office. I don't know why. Is it too loud now? Let's keep it like this. This is good, right? The setup stream, guys. You joined the setup stream. Or is it me then loud? I think this should be good. I think this is fine. I'm trying to have it react. Sometimes when I click, it registers that when I'm smashing the button, it registers that I'm on a headset, and so then oh right, you want it a bit quieter, of course. I'm sorry, I didn't get that before, but here it just keeps on. I have on the lowest volume possible. Let's do it like this. Okay, now it works. Can you still hear it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So I got something to share with you. I got a lot to talk about today with you, and I would love to have a little chit chat and just come back, to us. And I know that I said to many of you that we were gonna have readings and sessions, and I am getting back to that. So you who feel left out, if any of you do, I'm so sorry that it's been such a long while when you have not heard from me. But I've been through my little process, and it's been a lot. I took a tumble down the stairs. First time that happened. Not many steps up, but it's still. I took a tumble, and it was really freaky. Actually, it was really scary, and I've heard people talk about how it is falling down a set of stairs, but yeah, never experienced, but I was so lucky because I took the fall with my back and with my arms, so my head didn't even hit the floor, which was really lucky. But yeah, and that was just when I was about to come back, and so, but I'm here, but I've got something to tell you, something beautiful. Just before I went on this long extended silence, I told you that I was gonna go, I think I told you that I was gonna go and try to help someone with their stomach. They had some stomach issues. They have had this operation, and since then the stomach didn't really want to work with them, and the doctor said they were gonna experience a form of symptom or an issue, but they experienced something entirely different, and the doctors didn't really know how to handle it. And I think I told you this, that because that week, I think, or the week after, I was gonna head out, and yeah, I did tell you this, because I was gonna head out and drive for a couple of hours to get to this, to my friends, and for the first time try to move in with energy and help with something in the physical body. And everything is connected, as we all know, but it's the first time that I got to do something to move in to the physical body. Oh, you can see the little light. I see this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. It will be there today. I'm sorry, just let me know if it's bothering you. It's just my headset. So just let me know. But we can see it as a little light leading the way today. Just let me know if it's bothersome. So yeah. So I did. It was actually my first trip that I've taken with the car. A long trip, so to speak. Oh, it was just 2 hours there and 2 hours home, but still, it was the first trip alone since I got my license. And I got there, and for the first time, I went in doing this energetic operation, or because it's not really a surgery, but this working with energy in the physical body, with a very physical problem and issue. The tummy didn't work, and I did the healing, and then I went back home, and then I got into this really feeling. I was already feeling drowsy then, but then was when I shut everything out. But I heard back from my friend, and I have been doing we've been doing some healing back and forth, the two of us. And she tells me that her stomach now works. And she had been to doctors, so many doctors, explaining that she's got these issues. Her tummy doesn't function. And I don't want to go too much into it because it's her personal, experience and history and medical history. But it didn't function, and it didn't function in a way, like I said, that the doctors couldn't foresee what's going to happen. And now it works. And she even told me, she called me yesterday and she said, you know what? I baked some buns yesterday and I ate them. New freshly baked buns, cinnamon buns, I think. And I ate them. And then it hit me, oh God, oh no, I created some glue within my intestines. How is this ever gonna work? This is impossible. And even then, the day after, she said, the tummy still works. I got no issues with it. I can even have cinnamon buns. And that was so beautiful, and it made me so happy and proud. If I can say that, I really feel proud. And it was so beautiful. Yeah, I love it too. And she spoke to a doctor. She told me that she'd spoken to a doctor, a friend of hers, and they said that, you know what? She's an energy worker as well. And this friend's a doctor, and she said to her, you know what? I think that what you do is a placebo, It's a placebo effect. It has a placebo effect. It's a placebo thing you do. And I think I've talked about this before, and I really like that, well, if it's placebo, it still works, so it doesn't really matter. But she was quite upset with this, because then she said to me that she had then told her, about this story, how she had been struggling with this. I don't even know for how long, but it was not recently that she got the operation, surgery done. So it was a weight loss surgery, and I think it was some time ago, and she's really been struggling ever since. And we had spoken about this before. I wanted to go in and help her, but then she called me and said, you know what, my tummy is such an ache, I really need help now. And that's why I drove to her and had this done, and now it works. And she told this to the doctor. She said that I've been to so many different doctors, and with their perspective, the medical perspective of what has been working before for other patients, doesn't seem to do it for me. And now I've gotten help from this other energy worker, and my tummy's fine. So it's really cool. And now she wants to work with me during these times where so many people are indoors. She wants us to have this healing session and invite people in. It's a distant healing, so she will be where she is and I will be where I am here. And we will provide healing together for whoever wants, some healing, and who are where they are, She invited me to this yesterday, and I'm so thrilled. Your friend gonna join us here? Oh, that's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful suggestion, I should say. She's not too hyped with speaking too much or talking too much in English, but I could definitely ask her. Yeah, but she's a little bit uncomfortable with speaking English. But we'll see if we can have something figured out. Maybe we could do that. She's here. I could translate for her, or what we could do. She can come join us in chat. Yeah, I would love that. No, but it was so beautiful. So I just wanted to share that with you because I'm so proud. She can speak Swedish, yeah. Which is a little bit on the shy side, but I can ask her, definitely. Then we can assume she speaks some Asian language with witch powers. Yeah. Speaking about witches, Fabian, you know I have this urge, this need to be a part of something, right? As many people do, but it's really a driving force for me. And I think I found what kind of a witch I am. Or, you know, what kind of an energy worker. But I was watching YouTube videos and I was drawn to this one. Which type of witch are you? And then when I've watched that, I felt, nah, something is missing for me. So I started watching others that came up because of, you know, me watching the first video. I got then requests from YouTube, as it is how it works. And then I found this about hedge witches. And they are a very traditional form of witch who lived outside of the cities, and surrounding the cities was hedges alongside with the walls, and therefore they were called hedge witches. And what they did, according to the sources that I have, is that I've actually not read about this in the Akashic Library. I just have to say this is what I remember from watching other people's experience and historical views on the topic. And they would walk on the hedge also between spirituality or the spirit realm and reality, the physical realm. And so they would perform astral projections and they would move through the dimensions. And they were also very much into herbs and herbiology. And it was beautiful. Although I'm so sad because I feel such a close connection to herbs, to greenery, to flowers, to grass, to all of them. I see them as individuals, and it makes me so sad when they pass on and die on me. And so I feel I can't be a green thumb, you know, because they die. But what is so interesting that Empus pointed out was where we live, since we moved there, the grass around the house is so lush. And even when we had this building project, as you know, with the sewage going on, and they said they tear the whole garden apart, and they said, you know what, it's just plant some new grass seeds and it will grow, but you know, it will be fine. Already now, the grass has grown, and it's almost like you can still see that something has been going on, but it really is growing on its own. And all the hedges and trees and all outside of the house, they really look healthy, you know. Indoors, where the plants pick up my stress and the energy level of that stress that I carry inside of me, they take that to them and die. So when we are happy together, when we can feel that we don't have to stress and that we can be calm, and even if we are stressed, we can still find ourselves, you know, the feeling we can be content, and the beautiful flowers and herbs and all of them starts to really flourish. And we found underneath heater. Sorry, what's it called? I can't find the word now. That's propped up against the wall. Provides heat anyway. And underneath that, we had a flower stood in that window on the windowsill, and then we had that taken off and we placed it someplace else in the house when we were renovating that room. But one flower seed, or one part of the flower, had fallen underneath onto, not quite to the floor, but just by the, oh god, what's it called, guys? What is it called? But the heater, anyway, what provides heat. They sat up on a wall, right? It just disappeared on me. Anyway, that the flower was underneath it, and it was growing. It has been there for months because we have not been able to work with the living room, and it's alive. It grew in nothing. It had no soil, no water, and it didn't grow through the wall. We checked, it was simply in there, in mid-air, and it had this beautiful flower. And although parts of it was dead, the rest of it was green and lush. And so we picked that up and we gave it a space, a place, in a little glass container with an open, it's like a vase almost. And we gave it a little bit of water, in a little shrub, and some very little soil. I just sprinkled some soil up there, and we'll see if it grows. But it was so beautiful, and when you start to look at it and how it really makes me sad for, to see individuals, the plants, not feeling well. That tells more, it says more than what the actual action of, seeing them dead does, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna read what Poet said. Hedge witchery is what resonates the most with me. Yeah, I have an entire shelf dedicated to books with that viewpoint. You know what? When I was just about to talk about it, I just heard from my guides that someone in here was gonna, resonate with this, and I love that. There are witchcrafts which are evolves around crystals as well, right? So maybe to combine the two could be really interesting. Maybe. I'm just thinking. You're late. Oh. So yeah, it's quite interesting because I'm always so sad that I can't keep them alive, and I feel like as an energy worker, I will have to be able to see what you need as an individual, and when you then die, that makes me really sad. And I think that viewpoint says a lot, actually. But I really resonated with this, especially with traveling through the realms, as is what I do. When my indoor plants have issues, they get paired up with crystals, yeah, from a collection to help them out. Oh, I love that. It works for me, so I don't worry about how weird it may look or what people say. Oh. It's like with everything, we just have to find our way of doing it, right? So I spoke a little bit about this last time, 22 days ago, about how I feel a calling to become a spiritual coach. A hand for people who wants to work with energy and already are doing in their own way, but don't quite feel like they found themselves in it. And I want to be there, just a helping hand, and I really feel a drive to do so. I really feel like it's part of what I want to do. And I've always been looking for a teacher, you know how I am. And then maybe they asked me to become a teacher myself instead. And my ego says, oh, you can't do this with having no certificates, with having nothing, in that sort of area. But I have my love, and I have my experience, and I have my connection to the libraries, and my heart. And I just know that when I see these people, when their eyes lit up in being able to do what they love in their way, that tells me so much about my own heart. And all I know is that it makes it jump with joy. Coaching is a good investment, especially when you can do it internationally too. Yeah, I really feel that. And I really feel like something I want to do. Because I don't want to, and I know I said this before, I don't want to give you an instructional manual. I can tell you how I work, yeah, but let that be inspiration. I can't tell you how you work, because that is within you. Energy information comes to us in a way that we can understand, as I've said so many times. And so also everything we do. So I don't want to teach you how to work with energy. I want to share with you the journey of finding it yourself, what is within your heart. And usually it was the same for me, when you start out. I'm still very new, I'm not saying anything else, but when you start out, and I thought, my things, I've always worked with fire. Ever since I was a small child, I've been working with that flame. I've been talking, interacting, meeting it, and got my first messages through the fire, through the flames. And I've always astral traveled, but I was told I could not do so. It was not good for me. But that is what I've always been doing, and I've always spoken and read the energy around me. It's what I've always done. But then, when you start to even, have this slight feeling of maybe I can do this as my profession. Can I really do this? That is so deep within my heart. And I know many can resonate with this. I really didn't know that anyone would support me with this, because I would grow up with people saying that I can't do this, it's not good for me, and then moving around in different families, it turned to be, it doesn't exist, so it's just weird, it's plain weird. And then it got into me having gotten medications and such for schizophrenia, not because of me having hallucinations, but because of me talking about energy and clairvoyance. And then they gave me a medication for schizophrenia, which actually gave me hallucinations because I didn't suffer from it, so I didn't need that medication or that supplement, so it gave me the hallucinations instead. So when it came to me realizing that I can actually do this, I can live off this can be what I do, be part of my life. Then we move into this feeling like, oh, then we have to follow some path. We have to do this right? We have to do this in the correct way. And then we have this tendency to move away from what is us. So did I think when I work with this, I will work with the flame and I will work with astral projection and healing, because I've always done? No. Now that I want to do this, when I want to do this as a profession, I have to follow a certain path. So now I will do it in a completely different way that just wasn't me, and this is so common. I spoke with someone on Twitch who are very new to this, and I asked them if they would like me to be there as a helping hand, as an energy coach. I have some people I want to work with. Oh, I'm so excited. And they spoke about how they're so close with wolves and how they perceive themselves as being a fairy and all of this. And in their energy chart, we have not started work yet, but I can read in the energy chart just very slightly, very easily, you know, very, what's the words? Very roughly, so to speak, that they cannot see this being part of their energy work. And so if in their instance I want to bring that wolf out, and I want to work with what the feeling of the wolf have in you, in them, so we can work from that space of their hearts and find their path. And this is what I want to do with everyone who wants to walk a little while with me, next to me, or have me walk the journey with you. For you, bowheads, crystals, so important. Don't move away from it. You know, it's you, it's in you. So it's so important. And for Tara, your connection to sounds and to children and to the sound of children, we can work with that, you know. And with books and the difference between the two, and the sound and the silence, and it's a beautiful frequency. So this is what I want to do. Source codes, hi! Stickles! Of course I remember you. How are you, my friends? Long time no see. I never follow up. I think I emailed you a couple of times, and I said I was gonna do so continuously, and then it never really followed up on it. I'm so sorry for that. How are you, my friend? It's beautiful seeing you again. How are you doing? So yeah, that is my drive. That's what I really feel I want to do. I just wanted to share that with you because it really has my heart jump with joy. And you know what I've got? Do you guys know what I've got? We're streaming from home now, right? Or from Jonathan's father's home. Oh, sorry, I got all my all my wands are not in shot. I can't be. Come on, guys. You're gonna be here. Of course you are. It was from when I spilled the water. I rearranged everything. We have to go there, of course. But what I've got. Are you ready for this? I got some modeling clay. The very simple, the very easy for children modeling clay. But we can do something with it, right? Yay! So I'm thinking I'm gonna see if I can work with the lighting in here, so we can have some light background, and then also work with the clay. But if I put anything I did boop the mute. Sorry. I'm gonna move the keyboard so I don't do that. I said I don't know if the clay, I don't think it's for baking, and I don't think it is for, I don't think it's gonna hold, but it could be really fun to play around with. Was what I said. I did boot the mute button, I'm sorry. So, for today, I saw that some people wanted energy readings, and so I'm thinking modeling clay will melt in the oven. I made this mistake before. Yeah, I don't think it's for anything. I don't think it's for anything to keep, so to speak. I think it's just for playing around with. But it could be really fun anyways. Is it still muted? No. Is it still muted? It says it shouldn't be. It says it should be fine. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I did boop something. So for today, I think we're gonna continue now. I kind of like the idea that the projects you make won't be permanent. Yeah, because then we can just change it around, and if we like it, we can use that inspiration to a bigger project, maybe. Right? You see, I'm so happy seeing you here. Also, I must say, it warms my heart. Takes away all the stress of making something perfect. Yeah. And like I said, we can use it for inspiration. Right? So, my plan for today, guys, I'm sorry I'm still very nervous. I don't know what happened. It's about streaming from here, and I've not been in any contact with my twin for a long while now. So maybe it's part of it. I feel a little bit empty. So we'll see what happens. But I think that he's doing fine. But I'm a little bit scared. But so, my thinking today, like I said, gonna do some energy readings, but I am gonna go for a short break because I need to use the bathroom, and then I will come back and start the energy readings. And then I think you will recognize me a little bit more, because I feel my guides want to give me something that I can feel secure, safe and secure with. And so they're asking me to go for a very short break. Once again, I can even leave this running because it's beautiful, I think. And for just a couple of minutes, and I will be back and we'll start the energy readings, the energy transferences. Does that sound good? I would also, before I go, I would like to say something. I have come in contact with the tarot community here. Sorry, I think the music is a little bit loud. I apologize. The tarot community here on Twitch, and it's so beautiful. And Paga, I especially want to thank you for introducing me to Kalina's stream, and with that, the beautiful community of energy workers on Twitch. Thank you so much. There's also a talk show, the Circle Talk Show. The Circle, what's it called? The Circle Talk Show. Yeah, the Circle Talk Show. And I've been asked to be on that. They've had 2 podcasts up until now. Usually on Friday, well, it's Friday evening, yeah. I think they use Central Pacific time, what's it called? PC, what's it called? But I think they start at 6 usually. In PS, what's it called? In Central Pacific time or something. Yeah? Anyway, they started at 11 for me, and they had 2 podcasts so far about different forms of energy work, specifically traditional or intuitive reading, mostly about tarot cards, but also other mediums. And then they've talked about being safe in divination. So to be safe and to take precautions when working with energy. Those 2 have been I've been had, so there's VODs out there if you want to check them out. And I've been asked to join in the future. Well, I've been asked to join even from the very beginning, but I've been so ill, so that is why. But I recommend it. It's a beautiful way of expressing our different opinions, and I do have very different opinions from what is being said on the show. But I am so grateful for being able to be part of that community and to share this experience. And I'm also so grateful for you. I feel like I found my family. And when I say that, I truly mean it. Viagra is an amazing person. Yes, you are, my friend. You introduced me to so many wonderful things. Yeah. I just wish, Paggy, that you can introduce yourself to wonderful things as well. I would love to see you on the talk show. I feel like your viewpoint is something that will help people in the community. Are you playing? You didn't hear anything. We're talking about such a beautiful person you are, Paggy Christ. There is one thing that I want to talk about, actually, when it comes to your head with a soul. There is one thing that I want to talk about that is important for me, but it's also a bit difficult for me to talk about it because I do have a very different viewpoint from what is expressed by many others. And it is about being safe when working with spirits. It's about creating our room, our safe space where we can decide who comes in and out. And there's a very beautiful medium here on Twitch who I know many of you know, who talks a lot about, to spray your room to create this space where only you allow who comes in. And this is a very controversial topic and discussion because I love these people for sharing their viewpoint and experiences. But during this podcast about being safe and practice safe divination, there were the topic of the possibility of meeting demons and the possibility of meeting evil spirits and how we have to take care of ourselves. And oh, Paga, you deserve it with so much warmth. I just wish that you could see what you give to others, also that you can see it, and also that you can give it to yourself. You know what I'm talking about. With love, my friend. We do appreciate you. I love to see all the bubbles. Oh, Muffin, I missed you following. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the community. Did it show up? I have to check if it showed up. Yeah, it does show up. Okay, it's beautiful. You need love too, yeah. Definitely do, my friend. So, this topic I want to talk to you guys about because it's a very important one for me. And like I said, it's very difficult also for me to talk about because there are so many respected and beautiful individuals out there who would not share this point of view. And that is fine, but I feel like I still want to say how I look at things. And I want to express it. And I just want to say this is nothing that I've spoken to the individuals on the show about, but I've noticed, and it could be, just a misunderstanding, of course. And what they do is wonderful, and I love to see the project come to life, because it's so important. It's such a beautiful way of being in the community here on Twitch, and to get our voices heard, and to share experiences. But I have noticed that every time I ask a question, I've been told that would be a good topic for a discussion on Discord, and then they don't bring the question up. And it could be because they do feel it could be interesting for a topic, or it could be they simply don't feel it's relative to what they're talking about, or that they don't have time, or that they want to talk about other things. I'm not sure, but that has happened both times now. Or it could be that they simply don't understand what it is I mean. So I would like to talk to you guys about it, if that would be okay. Because it is something I do want to talk about. I'm gonna move on to readings then, I promise. But I really feel this is something I want to lay out there, to be transparent with. Okay? So, many people are talking about this to protect oneself when we work with spirits. And there's this beautiful Steve the Medium, I think it was him, who talked about, to spritz your place and to have it your safe zone. And this is so true. It's so important. But I want to talk about it from a different perspective. The thing is, how I look at it, I feel we should meet spirits the same way we meet other individuals. So we should greet them and handle the interaction the same way we would handle interaction with a person that we never met. Because it's all about interactions. It's truly how I feel. And spritzing your surrounding area and creating this safe zone is really important, and it is an interesting way of putting it, but it's also very important to be safe. Yes, but it's also very important to be safe when meeting other people, right? When going to different places and spaces that we haven't visited before, or meeting people we have never met, we have to act with caution, of course, but I feel we also have to act with respect. I come from this understanding that we all stem from the same energy source, as you know, but I also feel all of us being energy. And I see the possibility when traveling through dimensions, I see the possibility of everything coexisting at the same time. Which means, when we think about it, that who are spirits for us could perceive us as being spirits to them. We coexist in this room. We have our different time, but we coexist in the room. And when interacting with one another, that is an interaction, right? How do we tell people that we want to be alone? Well, if we're being respectful, we will tell them that we want to be alone. And I really have nothing against what they're talking about, because safe space is so important. But I have to admit that spritzing someone in the face would not be very respectful. Closing the door on someone is not what we would do first thing when opening up an interaction. Because when we connect to spirit, part of you are in that interaction. It's something that is an interaction between the two of you, between the two of us. So I want to treat that spirit the same way I want to be treated. So if I don't want anyone to come into my bedroom, I will tell them so. But I will do so in a respectful manner. I want to treat everyone in a way that would feel comfortable for them, or most comfortable in every situation. Of course, we all sometimes hurt people. Of course, we sometimes misstep. There are things that happens. But I feel it being so important to treat everyone equally. And with that, I also talk about spirit. And on that topic, when we're talking about the possibility of meeting demons and being possessed, when I've come in contact with demons, I have, when I've continued to work with them, it always has turned out to be an ego behind them, a human ego behind, wanting to portray themselves as being devils, wanting to portray themselves as being demons, coming from a space of frustration, of anger, of sorrow, of grief, of misunderstanding. So should I say there are no demons out there? Of course I can't. But I can say I have never met one that has not turned out to be an ego behind. And therefore for now, I do not believe in good or evil, and I do not believe, therefore, in demons. So really what I want to say, and I want to say in this, if there are demons, of course, I'm sorry, but this is just my experience. And I've dealt with someone calling themselves literally being the devil. And it turned out when working with them, because I do want to meet everyone, it was an ego that was so frustrated and so in a bad place within themselves when they passed, that this was how they wanted to portray themselves, or portray themselves as being. Did I help them cross the other side? This is also another thing, Beggar Grace. For me personally, I don't believe in helping them to the light or helping them to the other side, because I don't see there being another side. I see them being perspectives within themselves, but where they are is already in the room of where they are. And I know that there are some mediums who feel the same way. When I started this, I was so scared and afraid and thought I was the only medium who wouldn't want to bring people to the light, because I saw there being no light. I saw there being light already where they were, and that we all coexist in the room we coexist in. And bringing to the light would, for me, the same way I work with people who are alive, finding the peace within, meeting the energetic clusters of frustration, of anger, of sorrow, and seeing what it really means, what really it contains of, and meet that. It's the same with whether we are alive or if we're past. It's how I look at it. Izzy, I'm still talking. I'm sorry. I had something I really wanted to share with you, that I wanted to have off my heart. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna do readings. I'm so sorry. But I really just wanted to talk about this. And like I said, I have respect, and we're talking about honor now, but I do believe in every truth being a truth. And I love people sharing their experiences and to hear them out and to give them my perspective. But I would also like people to wanting to hear also my perspective, if that makes any sense. And I know it might be egocentrical, but I think that it could, if we could share it from both ends, would be beautiful. And this is how I experience it. Helping them solve their own issues. Yeah, that's how I feel. So for me, to lead someone to the light would be to give them love and warmth for the energy that they exist within. Yeah. And that is the very same way I handle every situation. When I helped my friend with her stomach, I would meet that stomach, that organ, that energy cluster. Or there were many energy clusters, of course, but those energy clusters, the same way I meet a spirit who've passed energy clusters. It's just about bringing warmth and love and acknowledgement to everything that we exist within. Don't feel bad for what you mentioned about the podcast. No, I know, but I feel, I think it's beautiful what they're doing, and I love to be a part of it. But some things do leave me frustrated, and I would love to talk about it, and it makes me a little sad that I don't get the room to do so. I mean, they've asked me to come on. That's not at all. It's more when I ask a question in chat. They always seem not to respond to it, which makes me a little sad. Or they respond to me in the way of saying that would be interesting from Discord, and that's a little bit like saying, we don't want to talk about it too much. I also became a demon when I don't get my morning coffee. I also become a demon. Cheers to that, Fabian! The way you explain it makes things be more easy to understand. Well, it is how I experience it, I don't want to make any difference between energy, because I truly believe it's just energy. And of course we should be cautious, but we should be as cautious when walking down the street, I like what the talk show is intended to do, but I want to see more, like a topic list before the day of the show. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I have a ton to learn about tarot still, but I don't need a 101 courses again. Oh, a 101 course again. No. They do talk about it within the group for the talk show on Discord, but yeah, it would be beautiful to have it also announced publicly. Yeah. I noticed that they would answer my question but not yours. You actually brought up my question about telepathy, Pegagrise, I noticed, but it could be unintentional, I have not even spoken to them about this, so no hard feelings from my side, definitely not. But it was quite interesting because they did take your question and then you took my question, and because I asked about what about telepathy, and so because that is a burning question for me, I'm looking for other telepaths, wow. That's what I do. Oh, it's part of what I do, but it's important for me. I want to find my siblings out there, And so I brought up the question, and they said that could be interesting for Discord, and then you brought it up as well because you saw I didn't get a response, and they ignored that part of the question, but they read it out loud and then they didn't answer. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Sorry, Mom stepped in for a minute, missed some back now. Oh, it's no worries, Tara. We're talking about how I experience every energy to be energy, and that I make no difference. I see no difference between being whatever kind of energy. We all have these clusters that is being collected within us, stored within us, with emotions or feelings or thoughts that we feel we can't acknowledge. And those create these feelings that we see as being negative within us. And this is for every energy, no matter who we are. And so what I was saying is, when we lead someone to the light, that light for me would be to acknowledge all that is in the energy that they exist in. All that exists of you. And I mentioned this to leadership. I understand due to the global crisis there will be additional hurdles. Trying to be patient. This to leadership. I understand due to the global crisis there will be additional hurdles. Trying to be patient. With the show, or what are we talking about now, Boet? You lost me a little bit. I'm sorry. I noticed they wouldn't ask you a question, so I decided to throw up your question to help you out. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Boet. And I agree with Boet. I would like to see something more. Yeah. Well, I would like to talk about these topics because I did ask them. I think we should perceive. I think we should perceive and handle situation with spirits the same we would any other individual that we never met before. Would you agree or would you disagree? Was kind of roughly the question I asked. And I would love to be able to talk about this, because there was so much talk about how we shouldn't interact and be careful with interacting with evil energies. And I see there being no evil energies. I see there being misunderstood energies and evil actions. But I see there being, I see no difference between whatever energy we are. Of course we're unique, every one of us, but I also see the similarity. And when I mean everything, I'm also talking about objects, of materials, of everything. Everything is just energy. That's truly how I see it. And I think that is also how we can heal. Ichi, good morning! With the show, yeah, it seems the broadcasters aren't committing early enough in the week because real life is crazy for everybody. Yeah, no, it's true, and I am a big part of that. I've been asked to join, and I said I want to, and then I haven't known if I would feel up to it, if I will feel well enough, and then I haven't, I've been part of that issue, so I do apologize for it. But there are so many who wants to join and who want to come on and talk about things, so it's just, I just had to get it out there that some things that are said makes me frustrated. And when I feel frustrated, I want to talk about it because I want to know, oh, what is it I don't quite follow? What is it I don't quite understand? Can we talk about it? And so, yeah, that is my experience. Lena, hi! Gonna go snap. Yeah. Oh, thank you. The lighting is a little bit off, so I'm gonna work on that. But yeah, a little corner. Welcome to the corner. I'm actually sat on the floor. So, I hope that I didn't offend anyone with this. Like I said, when I get frustrated, I want to talk about it. So if you get frustrated, please talk about it, because then there's something that we don't quite understand or misunderstand with one another, and then we should talk about it. We're all energy, right? That's how I look at it. So guys, I'm so sorry for going on and on. I will head for that bathroom break now, and then I will come back and do energy readings. We might have time for at least 2, depending on if I'm backtracking myself and start talking about this again, because it grinds my gears, if that's a statement I can use. I want to be respectful to everyone, and that includes spirits. So I don't want to spritz them on the nose. And I would love to talk about what it is that we're doing. So So I'm gonna wake my little leg up. I'm gonna leave it as is, I think, because I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna put that little mute button that I accidentally did before, and I'm gonna head off to the bedroom, to the bathroom, and I will see what my guides have to say, and I will be back and we'll do some reading. Okay? All the love, guys. And please feel free to discuss this in chat if you feel like it. And once again, I know many of you follow these individuals and respect them, and also use this emote of the spritzing, spritz. And I understand the meaning behind it, of us having our space, and we should have. But that should also, you know, be said for the spirits. They should also be able to have that space. Just saying. Oh, I just had a thought. It was such an awful thing, but Bempus and I spoke about this with Spritz in the room, and we just thought, what if they were a telepath and someone out there is feeling their face getting spritz all the time? It was an awful joke, and truly I do respect them for what they do, and I know that there's a great community out there. I just wanted to share my viewpoints. I'm so sorry, but truly it is how I feel. I think we should respect one another, and that goes for everyone. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Let's see if I can find the right mute button. You reckon I can do it? All the love. I'll be right back. Hello! It's the only thing that's left. After I spilled everything on the floor. Oh, hey guys, you wanna see who's come? Who's come to visit? Hi, this is Mickey. Doesn't look too happy about the situation. Hi guy, hi boy, how you doing? It's one of the benefits of streaming from home. Yes! So this is one of three. This is Mickey. Not too happy. Okay. So let's see. I think Muffin. I think you are first. I'm just gonna check. Bumper's fixed it now so I can see who's actually here. It's wonderful. So Muffin, are you still here at the keyboard? Because I think you are. Hi kitty kitty. Hi Mickey. It's Mickey Mouse. The cat. Oh, sorry. You scared me, Muffin. I don't know what happened. Does he read energy too? He does. You know what? I don't know if I told you the first time my twin came to visit via astral projection. Or not the first time, I shouldn't say, but the first time Mickey noticed. I think I've told you this before. So we were sat in the living room and you could hear the floorboards behind us going, you know, and I could see that was my twin, you know, and he really wanted to let us know that he was there because he was very new to this astral projection, at least between the two of us. And Mickey was not happy. He went up and he started to talk to my twin, really complain. He was not meowing, he was really complaining. And he walked my twin out all the way from the living room, through the house, through the kitchen and through the front room, and all the way out the door. And then he was happy and he came tripping back and was all satisfied, you know. Yeah, I did it. He's gone now. So yes, he reads energy. So, okay, Muffin, are you ready for your reading today? I think I'm gonna... Cats do, yeah. I think they know how to teleport as well, Luna. And I think you would agree with me. I think they know how to teleport. I think I'm gonna lit a candle off screen because of the light in here not being too well at handling another light source at the moment. But I'm gonna light the candle off screen and I'm gonna work with it, but I'm also gonna blow it out and work with the smoke to create this atmosphere I feel I want to work with. And then I will start your reading, Muffin. Okay. You had surprised kiddos the night. Yeah. Okay, lighting. They talked about head switches, how we can help opening up our third eye. Oh, Mickey's back. I'm gonna blow out the candle soon. I'm just gonna bring in the energy. By working with light, with candles, and candlelight. As you can see, the lighting, I need to work with it, but as we can work with that to open our third eye, hedge witches and many others, but they was talking about specifically about hedge witches, really do, and that was really interesting to me. Okay, I'm gonna blur this out now. Usually we talk about how smoke is not a good sign, because you've heard the salamander inside the flame, they say, or some do. I love to work with smoke. It's a way of communication for me. Don't hurt the flowers. Come on. You're hungry, I know. You're always hungry, love. Always hungry. Don't hurt the flowers. Okay. Come on, love. Okay, you'll sit in my lap if you hurt the flowers. Oh, here comes the other one. Come, Kino. Come say hi. Come say hi. Oh, you can't see him. He's offshore, but there's another cat here now. Okay, I'm sorry, Muffin. I never worked with the loves. That, you can see him. That's Kuno. They're gonna, just watch. They're gonna ruin everything in here now. Sorry, Muffin. I'm not used to having my loved and dear ones around. Okay, Muffin. Is this the first time my room looks similar to my office? Well, it's me decorating it. Or not decorating the walls, but, you know, placing the things. It's the feeling of me, I guess. Okay, Muffin. Gonna see if I can find your fragrance, my friends. I'm gonna wait it out somewhat because of the distraction of the cats. Just hang on. I got a couple of new friends. I use this little friend, and then I have this little friend that I use. Who wanted to work with me. Hi, Pete. It's beautiful seeing you here. How are you, my friend? I felt I wanted to reach out for you for quite some time, and here you are. Okay, Muffin. Okay. So they are really talking about confusion today. They're talking about the confusion between being confused and knowing what to do. And I feel in this time, many people can resonate. But it's almost like you're a little bit on the outside looking in, you know, into all of this going on in the world right now. And it's like, how can I'm just gonna show. I put my wands in this one. It's beautiful, right? How am I supposed to react? How am I supposed to handle things? Things are happening over there, and very close also, but they're happening over there, and how am I supposed to handle this? Because I'm a little bit on the outskirts of all of this. I'm not in the middle of it. I don't really know how to find how to react to all of things that is going around and going on around the world. And I think many of us can resonate with this, that how do we do our part? We who are not in the middle of it, but still, it's everywhere around us. How do we handle it? What do we do? And that is truly a confusion I feel coming forth. And it's also this, I'm not scared. Should I be scared? Is that feeling of, what should I be feeling? It's almost like you're looking, I feel nothing, and I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit distracted, so there might be another frequency, but I'm slowly getting into the frequency of you, and I really feel I can resonate with this feeling of, and many can do, of how should I be feeling in this situation. I'm not quite sure, and it feels like I have my life. I've built this, I can be sustained and happy in the way I am. This is very, far away from me, but at the same time, it's so close. So it's that confusion right now that I think, like I said, is really a general thing for the entire world of how do we, where can we find our paths? What do we do? What should we be doing? And how should we be feeling? It's just not what should we do and how should we act and what should we actually, help with, or how should we behave. It's even into the depth of, how should I feel? And at the same time, you're a very practical individual. You're very, even though you might laugh a bit because, things are just moving and happening and it's been very difficult, but you're also someone who, you've always been a little bit of the outskirts. You've always known how to find your pace and how to do your things. And it feels like now when we're in this, it's a little bit like, should I just continue doing that I've always done? Because it doesn't really affect me, but at the same time, it really does affect me. So how should I be thinking about this, around this, with this, in this? Is what is coming through. If you resonate with it, my friend. I'm gonna see Muffin. I'm gonna use, hang on. You've always been finding your own path, You always had to go off in your own direction, but always keeping close to other people, but on the outskirts. It's always this feeling of, for you, it almost feels like you're indoors within your own realm and you're looking out at the people around you. And there's been a sadness in this. There's been a grief in this that you want to be more included. But there's also within you a very great part of being quite content in being alone. So it's also that confusion that you're doubling back and forth with. It's always coming back to, how should I feel? Well, the way you do. Because there's confusion and there's non-confusion, because even then it's this dabbling back and forth. I'm not confused. I know what I want. I know I feel, I know what I'm doing. I have my pace. I have my things. I have my space. And then, should I be confused? Am I confused? Does this make me confused? And all of this going around. You are just you. You've always been, like I said, it really feels, if you resonate with this, it really feels like you have built your own castle within yourself. And with your aura around you, it's almost like when we talked about creating the space, it's really something that you've been working on. And for some people, it's almost like you've been working a little bit too much on it, meaning that you've had some people, not many people speak to you in that manner, but some people, you can get the feeling that they're feeling that you're a little bit too shut off. But it's just the way you handle things. It's the way you are. At the same time, you're so... I don't want to use the word empathic, but you are. At the same time as you are choosing to set yourself first, which is so important, and that many people should look up to and do, because we can only see the world through our own eyes. Even when I read energy, I can only see the energy as it resonates within me. You shouldn't be ashamed of the castle that you built around you. You shouldn't be ashamed of that bubble that you're in. Because it feels like you are struggling in that, not knowing if you have to let the air out of the bubble, and pop it, and there you are, right in the middle of everything, and all of a sudden people can see you. I feel a very strong sense of fear towards that. Is this anything you can resonate with, my friend? I just want to see if I found the right frequency. But it truly feels like you have always created your own space. But you also always wondered if it is the right thing to do. Hi there. So it's always this struggle between back and forth, not between black and white, I wouldn't say. It's almost like you're trying to stick to the middle, and oh sorry, you can't see my hands. It's almost like you're trying to stick to the middle ground, but you are still within that realm, within this space, with this area. You're traveling back and forth to the edges of here, but still they are this much more, but you want to stick to the middle somehow. But you always going back and forth, feeling I have the right and I'm doing right by being by myself. It's what I should do. But then you have the feeling, is it? Because I do feel lonely, I do feel left out. Should I be feeling this? You've also had the tendency of shutting friends off, or shutting potential friends off. You have the tendency of wanting to be alone, and then when you said that to someone, you go back thinking for yourself, but do I? And then it's almost too late. It always feels like it's too late. You say to someone that you want to be alone, they're better off without you, and then you want to change your mind, or you want them to change your mind. But people take what comes first, and that is you saying that you want to be alone. Some people have stuck around, some people can see through that. But then comes the next layer, which is the base of it all, which is, being afraid of being wrong, or being wrong for others. So if they stick around when you ask them not to, and not by words always, but in actions, or with not replying to people, and they still are there, or that you outrightly say you're better off without me, and they're still there, then comes the other part, which is insecurity and fear, deep fear, and shakes. I almost get the shakes, because I don't know if I know how to be socially acceptable. So at the same time you're waiting for someone to shape you, you feel the urge of being right in having shaped yourself. You know what I think that you needed from this muffin? I think it's very simple. I think you simply needed this. I think you simply needed someone to see this. To see that you are not this individual who are trying to shy away from people and who doesn't want to be disturbed, but you're also not the person who doesn't want to shy away from people. Because you do. Sorry. Please don't ruin the flowers. It's not ours, love. It's not ours. It's so important for you also to hear people say that they respect you from the choices, for the choices you've made. Because it's so important for you to be respected for who you are. I'm not saying respected by others in that way, but respected because you don't believe that you can be, but respected in having your space, your place, and having made your own decisions. So you just wanted someone to see the both parts of you. I can see that you're practical. I can see that you are mending yourself. I can see that you're creating this space and this room for yourself, this bubble, and that you have the right to be alone in there because that's your precious space, like we talked about with Spritzen before. And that is what it comes from. But I also see that you do not always want to be alone. Because it's almost like you yourself want to decide on black or white. Now we come to black and white, actually. You yourself want to decide, should I be the empathic friend and always be there for people? That's exhausting. Or should I be the practical introvert and only be for myself in my geniusity and geniusy? It's not even a word, but my genius in the bubble, which is also exhausting. You shouldn't have to choose. You are already both. So you can't choose. But it's almost like you feel that other people make these choices for you when they decide upon who you are. When they meet you, what is the first thing they see? It's almost like they also make this choice, and then you feel you have to fit into that bubble once again, or that module that you've created for yourself. That tight fit. Because it's the only way you know how to exist. But it's also not. And that's where the confusion comes in. The confusion and the frustration in confusion means curiosity and wanting to change. And there's Kuno again. Wanting a change for yourself, which is love for yourself. So what do you need? Just this, simply this. You want someone to see that you are not one or the other. You can be an introvert and still love. You can be an introvert and still have friends. And you are so stuck of being put in a role that you made for yourself and then have to play always. You don't. And with your curious mind, and with that I mean your curiosity inside of your mind, and also curious mind because you have this beautiful way of thinking when you have the strength to, because it's almost like you think so much that sometimes it becomes too much and now you're exhausted in this and with it. And so what I wanted to give you today is just the affirmation and the acknowledge of that I do see all of you. And I see the beauty that is you. I see this both sides. And third and fourth and fifth and sixth doesn't matter. It's just you. And that is all that you needed for now, because that starts the turning of your wheels in your calculating mind. And this curiosity, which is the frustration and the confusion, this curiosity is beautiful because it's within your understanding of the world. And understanding is something that is fun for you. I feel you always look for more knowledge. So this is simply me sitting here and saying that I see both sides to you and think you are beautiful. In being not one and the other, but both and none. Because of simply being you. That, I feel, is that bubble of joy that you need to get this little push to start your wheels again of creative calculation to slowly gain back the strength to come to those ideas on how to make the imprint or the print of the world that you like, the footprint. I don't know why I said imprint, but imprinting on someone, maybe, you know, that too. Because you do want a family. I mean, you don't want to be alone. You want to be a part of a pack, but you don't want to be the leader. Or you don't always want to be with other people, and that's fine. Something a little secret that is not a secret. I'm an introvert. I love talking to people, but it makes me exhausted. And so I need a space for myself. When I work the best, when I feel most content in my work, is truthfully when I they want me to say this, but it's truthfully when I don't give a damn. Of course I do. I care so much, but what it is about is when I don't give a damn about how it looks to others. When I'm just being myself. When I'm too tired within myself to actually care how it might look. That's when I'm on top of my game. I'm not trying to say that you should aim to be tired and sick of yourself and what you do. I'm saying that this tiredness and this exhaustion, with it comes beautiful opportunity and a feeling that you then can bring with when you find the strength again, when you find the joy, and when you find yourself being on the path that you already are and acknowledging the beauty of it. So what you needed was the simple confirmation of that there are people out there who see who you are, not black or white, not in the middle or almost in the middle, the whole spectrum, and that you're human and that we love you for it. And then I can just see the turns, you know, the cogs start turning. And I know that it might feel exhausting. I come back to that word a lot. To feel like, oh, I have to do this now. But you also have the strength. You also have the belief in yourself. You do believe yourself. And you have this strong feeling of independence, but also not always wanting to be independent. Or being independent, but sharing your time with others. So what can you do? Let it go. They're talking about a website. coming up with a new type of hobby that you've been thinking of and that you're not too sure about. And they're not saying too much about it, but they're talking about websites, and they might be talking about website building of some description, but they're talking about coming across something on the internet that have you raise an eyebrow to, and they want to put affirmation and confirmation into that. What we need is for you to find a completely, for you, new and different path, so that you can find the acknowledgement of the very same one, the very same path you've always been walking on. But to change perspective, to see it as something completely new, and to give you that joy and that hope of a new tomorrow. Because I truly feel that is what you need. And also, in the time we're at now in the world, you feeling insecure, of feeling almost a little bit to blame for in how you experience yourself, and having all those feelings now, and having even me having me sat here talking about it, and you taking up space and time, there's this confusion again of you, or this conflict of you feeling, I have the right to, and you don't know everything about me, and the feeling of, am I doing what is right for others? What can I do to help? And it's fine. By helping yourself, we spread energy to the world. We always do. We're part of the system. All of us, we're part from the same energy source. And by simply spreading that, simply seeing ourselves, we can reflect that upon others to acknowledge themselves as well. And what do we need? Always love, acknowledgement, warmth. And where does it come from? From within. And what can it do? Wonders. And helping ourselves does not have to mean that we have to sit and ponder and wonder what we should do. We can still help others, we can still move and do things right now. Or we can sit in silence or do whatever it feels we have to do. If watching TV is what feels we have to do in order to meet ourselves, then that's what we should do. Like, I do agree with one thing they said on the podcast. At the time, I was not sure if I agreed with it, but about it all being about intention. I believe it's all about interaction, but in this case, it is all about intention. And the only intention you have is to feel happy in your life. And so, if you do that, and if you acknowledge, we can never be quite, happy. Because we need this little reason to want to keep on going, because we need this little want of change to keep on going. So we can never love ourselves to full. I don't think we can. But if we acknowledge ourselves, like I said, we're all a mirror with one another. And when we can acknowledge ourselves, we can spread that warmth of a reflection to also others, just by being us. If you need to watch TV, then that's what you need to do. And that's still what you will have to do, even if you push it forwards. So it's better to realize it now and acknowledge what it is you need doing, and do it now. But also realize that it is a reason for everything that you are already doing, because we are already walking on the very path that we are looking for. It's just about acknowledging it. How do you feel, Nathan? I also hope that this community can give you some warmth. In here you can be who you are. And you can, one day you can talk to us for hours if you feel like it. And then you can go on for weeks with nothing, with not a sound. That's fine. We understand you. Wouldn't you agree, my friends? Oh, sorry. The reason why I reacted was because I felt I was doing that. But wouldn't you agree? We understand completely, and we don't have to put titles on it saying that you're an introvert or an ambivert or an extrovert and all of these things. You're simply you, and Muffin, we love you for it. And those genius plans that you got, some ingenious. If you feel like it, share it with us, but first off, share it with yourself. You're worth it. Does it feel okay, my friends? It was rather general, although not, but somewhere in the middle. I hope we can provide you some peace and tranquility and joy. And truly, because there's so much about different personality traits, and you wanting to be perceived as being, one personality, one way of thinking of being, you are, but that includes all of you. So sometimes if you want to, post a lot of links for interesting reads, and the next one you want to, talk about creativity or emotion or movies that you watch, and the next one you don't even want to talk to anyone. And then maybe all of a sudden you want to talk about astronomy, or then you go into, want to talk about this topic or this, because you're such a curious individual. You want to explore, but you're holding yourself back because you want to portray yourself as being one individual. And by doing so, you're missing the point of you actually being one individual, one unique, beautiful individual as you. So I truly hope that you'll find a space here when you can be you. Please do join us on Discord if you don't feel like if you feel like it, and if you have not already done so. If you don't feel like it, don't join, of course. But you're very more than welcome to come back and to be here and to hang out with us and to not hang out with us and to simply be you. A little affirmation boost today. Does it feel okay for today, my friend? I know if you do have specific questions that you're pondering on, I do feel like you can definitely ask them in chat. If there are specific things that you are looking for in a more of a reading, I could definitely do it right now, if you feel like it. Because I do feel like for you, specific questions might come up, and because of your curious sense of being, you might want to, you being curiosity, you might want to know specific things. And then when I do answer them, if it would be that we take it one by one and you send it to me sometime, I do realize that you could get bored of them and don't want the answer once it comes. But if you feel like it, I feel if this is an important thing for you, I can definitely do this for you if it feels okay and alright and safe in our interaction. I just want you to be safe. I just want you to be you. I'm looking very red in my face today. I'm not sure if I do or if it's just the lighting in here. I hope you can bear with me. I think it's actually the lighting because I'm not. My hair gets very brownish when I haven't been outside for a while. So it might be the lighting. How do you feel, Muffin? Does it feel okay? And like I said, shoot me any question. I can just tune into your frequency, being about your mother, I feel, or being about projects, or being about, you know, my general understanding of things and my experiences, all of those things and whatnot. I'm here. But we are very alike, so it might be that I don't answer you for a while as well. But it's with love, my friend. We're just being us, right? And if I don't answer, I hope that you can feel the genuine love that I hope to send out there in the universe. Does this feel okay, Muffin, for today? And like I said, if you have any specifics, just shoot them. Give me a hoot, or right now, or whenever, and wherever. Mickey, it's not our curtains. Your cat's curtain reminds me so much of my puppy. Aww, white chest and paws. I hope that brings you love. Beautiful, Muffin. So I don't feel you have any questions right now, but I do feel you have the tendency of wanting to ask, so I'm here, okay? I hope you can resonate with some of what I've said, and that you don't feel, well, I hope that you feel that I truly mean love with what I say. And thank you for being you, for being here. Okay. Love all animals so much. Yeah, so do I. My dog is laid out in front of me right now. You fell asleep. Ah, to your pets. How beautiful. Our little girl, she didn't really get along with the boys so much before, but this morning I saw her sleeping next to Mickey. It's so beautiful. Does this feel okay, Muffin? All the love to you, my friend. And I really do hope that it could bring you some bubbles of joy. Oh, it was so cute. I don't think links are allowed. No, unfortunately not. But in Discord they are. I think Streamlabs has got a little bit of an issue with links, unfortunately. But you can send it on Discord if you feel like it. So thank you, Muffin. Truly, thank you for letting me give you that. And yeah, bubble of joy. Let's just be us, right? We deserve it. Oh. Okay. How are we feeling in chat? How are we doing? I love sitting on the floor, but I'm a little bit not used to it. Thank you, Muffin. And I'm really looking forward to talk more to you, because I feel that might be what will happen. And I love to hear your stories and your experiences from your part of the world and how you see it. With love, my friend. I'm just gonna have a little sip of coffee. It's really reflecting. The monitor is reflecting in my entire face. It's a whole world right here. Says the astral projective telepath. Okay. Tara, I think you are next in queue. I'm gonna have to check something though. I'm just gonna check something. I'm gonna see. Yes! Okay. I can toggle people who are not here. So if they are in queue from last stream, I toggle them and they got a little star in front of them. And so they won't show up for you when I press, next in queue. And I just had to check if they would still show up as green when being here, when toggled. And they did, so that was all. Oh, your cup of water. Beautiful. I'm just looking, I'm checking a little, because this feels like it is on a way of moving into working with energy, Tara. It feels like we should be addressing that. If that feels safe on stream, if that's okay. Links on Discord. Oh, I have to go check it. Hang on, guys. I need to get my phone. I have to see those cute petties. Petties. Those pets. Oh. The pup, right? It's a pup. Oh, it is. Oh. Oh, how beautiful. I get a very female energy from this puppy, from this papa, from this dog. But it is a boy, was it not? I just feel joy, a lot of joy, a lot of joy. And snow, there's a lot of snow coming in when I see that picture. Go check out Discord, guys, it's a beautiful picture there. It's a boy, yeah. It's pure love, yeah. I do feel it was a boy, but I get a very female energy. It's quite interesting. Maybe we can look into that. But it's beautiful. It's pure light. I wonder why it came in as female. What that means in this instant. I'm just gonna check. Oh. Okay. Okay, the reason why it came in as feminine was in accordance to my pets, or to our pets who live here, or who live here now. Our boys are quite, they're very affectionate, but they're also very, they're very active, and they're very, can be a little bit, they want what they want, a little bit like that. And why they said feminine energy has nothing to do with masculine or feminine, but it was in relation to Mickey and Kuno, who are the two boys you saw, because the dog here, is more of, he has the personality of taking care of, and being very gentle. And when he has fun, he's strong, but he's very gentle in what he does. And he doesn't really take, I mean, he will let you know what he wants, but he's not aggressive in that manner. And that sounds wrong when we talk about feminine and masculine, but it was, they're telling me it was just for me to understand. Because the boys here can be quite aggressive. They tear the place down if they have to. And with him, it feels like if that were to happen, it would be more unintentionally. Don't think I've ever seen my puppy act aggressive ever, so I understand. Yeah, I really feel he's more very gentle and very caring. They are too, but when they get the mind to it, they can really tear the place apart because they want attention, and that's just who they are. And it's nothing to do with feminine and masculine, but yeah. Oh, that really hurt for me, you know? Feminine and masculinity and all of this is so prompt and important in my life, so that felt so wrong. But it was simply a way for me to understand, to get a clearer view, is what they said. Oh, that hurts, saying it like that. I'm so sorry. Sometimes my guides work in these ways that brings up things in me. But it seems very caring and very gentle. Thank you for sharing. If there is a better picture of his face in Discord. Oh! I'm sorry, Tara, I will start your reading very, very soon. Yeah! Oh, there's the boy! Oh, I love him. Not a worry in the world. People can be so harsh sometimes, and he's just so loving. It's beautiful. And your relationship is very beautiful as well. But I'm not gonna go into that. We're gonna work with Tara now. So, Tara, today I really feel we want to step into, we want to step into you working with energy. And it feels like what we are here today is to understand, because you're trying to put the pieces together. And I know it's been a lot of other things going on, but I feel like when we start working with this, it feels like that can bring you understanding and acknowledgement also in your everyday life. Because we are talking about what type of energy entities, depending on what we believe in, that you want to put your focus on, that wants to work with you, who wants to be there. It's almost, we're talking specifically about if we want to work with angels or if we want to work with entities of nature. It's specifically those two that we are thinking about. Now, I believe that energy is the very same, and I believe that it's simply how we perceive it and what works for us and what makes us feel comfortable. And so, if it is okay with you, this is what I would like to work with you on today. Would that be okay, Tara? Thank you for sharing, Pete. Wonderful. I love how you bring out the youth in one another. And I mean the curiosity in that. And it's almost like, feeling a little bit like a child, and with a child's beautiful mind of wondering, the vulnerability as well, and feeling safe and content in that you always have each other to come back to and to share just these little moments together without having to put any effort into it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, Tara. Okay. It works! So why I was surprised you were was because I toggled you and untoggled you to see if I could still see that you were here, because I knew that you were. That's why I said, oh, it still works. That's great. Bempus is such a he's wonderful in what he's doing. This system. He has to work over the weekend. It's the first time that happened, so send him some love and joy. Okay, so Tara, I'm gonna be quite blunt in this, and you know me. When I say feminine and masculine, I do not mean feminine or masculine in that way, and when I say entities of different types and beings, I do not mean them in those specific ways, but the way that they are coming forth to you in the shape of it's gonna be what we work with, because I feel we are really in the midst of trying to, a little bit on the background, but still coming in wanting to find who we are working with. Luna. Oh, thank you for your resubscription. Oh wow. Oh my friend. Oh, we're gonna fix for you. Have lots of fun things to get when you do things on the channel. But right now it's just the bubbles and the love, hopefully. Thank you so much, my friend, my sister. So, what is interesting when that coming in your reading, Tara, is that I know Lady Luna, we are gonna work with a similar thing about finding who it is that we work with. So for you, Tara, I truly feel that you are looking, it's almost like we're standing in the middle, and then we see the angels on one side and the, what are they called? Elementals? Is that what we call them? On the other side. And it's not the divine, nature's divine beings in the way of goddesses and gods, but more of the beings of nature and the divinity in itself. If divinity is a word, but you know what I mean. And it's like, should we work with what comes from around us but in a different dimension, it feels like? Or should we work with what comes from around us but in the elements and the spirits coming along with it? It feels like we're stood in between the two. I don't have a lot right now, but I wanted to specifically share with you, Luna. I'm looking forward to start working together, you and I. And also Tara, and also Barrett, and Paga, and whoever wants to join. I love this. My family. I say that no strings attached and only with love. Cannot live without bubbles. Oh wow! Wait a minute, what? Bempus is home, guys. Bempus! What happened? I thought it was his father that was gonna come in, but Luna! Wow. Thank you so much. And like a fellow streamer I usually watch, congratulations, Pete. Aww. Okay, I'm so sorry, Tara. Things are happening. Wow. So it feels like we're looking at the two and wonder what path we should take. And I'm thinking what we need to do is to stay right where we are. I don't want you to work with just angels. I don't want you to work with just elementals. I want you to work with Tara. And I want you to find that for you, I feel with the water. I love you so much, Luna. With the water, Tara, I really feel a strong connection for you. And a reason why we brought up the glass, the water glass. Because I feel you being very connected to the spirit of water and the spirit of air. Also, the earth, of course. Time to become sun. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that we should focus on something that is new for you. I'm talking about bringing up what is already there. And since sound is something that I feel you connecting to, and water, I feel water and air. Luna. Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. Congratulations, Packet Christ. Luna. You're done now, yeah? Peppers! Huh? She resubbed and gave away 2 subs. Is it 2 now, Luna? To Pete and Packet Christ. Yeah. See, looky. He's gonna join us someday as well. Maybe next weekend. He's not gonna work next weekend. Maybe he can be here instead. Yeah, they've seen him. Just in the background, but yeah. I don't really want to be here. I laugh. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Tara. But yeah, it's about bringing that together. I really feel sound and water, and to bring that energy together with the spirits of what you resonate within you. And I really feel that's the fairies of the stream. And with stream, I mean the water. It really feels going in that direction with a fairy, with a fae. But you've also got a side to you that is very down earthy and very, very much in the space and realm of the earth. And so to combine them and to find, I feel we want to travel different directions and then bring them together to something that is within you. You tried to wait before you got too deep into the reading. Luna, it's like going, oh, you know, my readings are so long. And you sit there, you know, oh no, I gotta hurry, not another reading. No, but I love you. I thought you saw Bumpers before and made some appearances on stream. Yeah. Oh, was it the first time you seen Bumpers, Tara? Yeah, I'm often letting it play and not sitting here. Play and not sitting here watching. I've never seen him before. Okay, yeah, that was him. Hopefully we're gonna stream together Sunday, maybe next weekend, like I said. We'll see. But yeah, he has another work, so therefore he's not always on stream. Or another work, another profession. That's what I mean. So I want to work with, because I see on one hand, I see this very down earth, I see volcanoes, you know, and on the other side, I see the fae of stream, and with that I mean the stream of water, not just a stream, but I feel you're very connected to the sound of water, especially, and the feeling that it brings you. Also connecting with the sound of children. I feel those two being very very close to one another. But then when it comes to the volcano and the more earthy, down girthy side, it feels like you're almost a little bit scared of meeting that. So I feel the reason why I want to go that direction is to see what is the knot that is there, so we can have the flow natural. So we can see what is the energetic cluster within you that brings forth this feeling of, a little bit of a knot when it comes to the volcano and the earthy, girthy, this beautiful. I'm saying earthy and girthy because that's the energy I'm getting from you because of the knot. It's as beautiful as anything else. But for you, I get this feeling. It's like this everyday sensation of trying to find a common ground with people and with yourself that I feel is very connected to this side of it. Whereas the side of the fae and the water and the laughing children is a very gentle and very for you easy. You have an easy way connecting them, and so I want to work with the two of them, and they are simply reflections in what is already inside of you. So when it comes to the question of what entities we should work with, I feel for you, I think you will be drawn to, I think you will move in meeting the water fae, and then you will move into the goblins of the green. So the goblins of herbalism, of greenery. And from the other side, I also want us to explore working with the dragons, to get this volcanic side and see what that brings forth inside of us. And when we come out on the other side, what we will feel and what we'll find is the person who's been there all along, and it's you. And I truly feel what you should be working with from your heart is the sound of laughter. It's the beautiful sound of children, and to tie that in with the water. And I want you to bring that with you always, because that, I feel, comes truly from within. It's something that has always driven you, something that has always made you want to continue and to find your path, is to have a child laugh and be happy and be content and be them. So when working with energy, that's exactly what we're going to work with, because that is you. So what you needed today, Tara? You just wanted to start to get going. Oh, you can hear a little kitty in the background. You want to get going with this. You want to explore yourself in your energy work, so you can take the back routes of meeting yourself. Yes, love. They're not used to being indoors. They want to go outside. He used to climbing in trees, but because the road is so close to the house here, we want to be with when they're outdoors. But they're very not used to it. That's why you can hear him complaining a little bit to Daddy in the background. mm. Mm. So that is truly what I feel. So I want, Tara, I want us to start doing this. So I'm checking with my guides. I think we will meet just you and I first off, and see how we want to start with it. And I want us to work together. And then I also want you to bring it also to a stream. And I feel I want to do this with all of you, actually. You who wanted me to coach you. Oh, I can't, that I can even say that. You who wanted me to be there for you. I would love us all to have one-on-ones and then also bring to stream. If that would feel okay. But for you, Tara, I truly feel like working with the water and the sound, connecting in the water with the sound of the music of the children laughter, because that is music to your ears. That is life. And bring that with while meeting all these beautiful energies around us and finding our path. Wow, wouldn't that be amazing? I can't wait. So all that you wanted today was the confirmation that, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's do this. And then with that, we can take the back route also in what we experience here and now in our everyday life, in our everyday struggle. But I can say one thing. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you for taking your time. Not a lot, because of what is happening right now, but you are really, really doing the work, trying to plan those slots for yourself where you can just sit and be you and read a book or just be in meditation. And we really want you to know that we can see that, and we're so proud that you're doing this for yourself. Okay. You did download a book yesterday, yeah. We're seeing that you're doing the work and that you are planning and that you are making space within the plans in your head to also take care of yourself and finding ways of doing so. And this is also where the thought of your energy work comes in, I feel. Have you started streaming, by the way? How did it go with that? Because I saw you a bit of your test stream, but I haven't seen that you've been streaming afterwards. Have you? Psychic witch with a metaphysical guide to meditation, magic, and manifestation. Wow. Yeah, see? So we're talking about how you are planning on making space for yourself and planning on continuing your energy work. And here you are downloading a book about energy work. I love it, Tara. It's wonderful. It's holding a space for meditation on stream. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do that as well. We have a lot of thoughts. We actually did a little video that we haven't posted yet, but we wanted to do a segment. Oh, sorry, Tara. By the way, what I wanted for you right now, and I hope that it feels okay, but it feels like it was just that affirmation, and to say that let's talk, you and I, and find a place where we can do this. And all of you who want this coaching, I can't believe I'm saying coaching, and all of this, you know, just us exploring this together. Let us find a time, a place, and let's do this one-on-one, and then come back and together on stream. Once a week, have a stream where we come in and we discuss what has happened and we work together to widen our perspective even more. Beautiful, right? I was doing it, making myself do it. I ended up falling asleep and I'm not sure how long it went on. You uploaded that book to the Circle show. Oh, really? Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Hey! Oh, I love it. So is that okay for today, Tara? Because it just felt like you wanted that affirmation. Let's do it. Killing a Beetle was about it too. Or was it the book that I watched a stream of her reading from a book? It could have been that one. Psychic Witch, I think she said that it was called. I probably didn't hear the rest of the title. Oh, it's beautiful. Love it. You too, Tara. I really feel I just want to have time for Izzy, was what I felt. So let's do this, guys. So stuff is moving a lot, you know. Also, one-on-one, I want to provide healing to you, so we can, you know, keep up this everyday life, because sometimes we do need that little boost, and I'm here for you. And I want us to do that one-on-one. I want us to do this one by one, one-on-one, and everybody. And we can have, when we meet, just us who are doing the energy work. Oh, they want me to use the word training, but it feels so wrong. But exploration, exploring and come together, us, and we can do all different sorts of things. It would be lovely. There's so much going on. And Pampers and I have started a little section or a little series also on the YouTube channel. Nothing has been posted yet, but the first video is made. It's called, sorry, it has the title of On the Topic of, or The Intuition on the Topic of, and it's a compilation of these streams when I talk about certain topics that might be interesting for people. So instead of having to look through a 3-hour video, we are creating compilations of different topics, so they are available for everyone. We're also looking to make compilations out of the readings so people can see how it works, what it actually is. And so we would love all of you who's gotten a reading, we would love to contact you and ask if it's okay for us to post it as one block, because you're always gonna go on YouTube because these streams are. But we want to make sure that it would be okay also for us to clip, you know, just your reading and make it into a video that is available for everyone to see. So we want to talk about each and every one of you, about each and every reading, about this as well, to see if it will be okay with you. So that is what we're working on, different compilations. And then we also want to do different meditations, so they have their own space and place, and also play them at the end of a stream, as I've spoken about before. Bempers have started to edit, and he loves it, editing, but it's just that we need the time for it as well, and the energy. So, but it is coming. We are thinking about doing this. So yeah, you and I'm singing out after you mention it. Oh, right. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I like both of those words. Oh, Izzy, you're back. Yeah, I thought so. Anything in mind is yours. Permission for life. Okay, Tara. Truly, thank you so much. But we will ask, so that if it's anything that feels, you know, you don't want to put out there, displayed, you know, in that manner, we will always ask. Okay. It might be something that comes up, you know, and it's always going to be online, but you know, we want a little bit of integrity to be left for the people who feel like it's needed. Okay. We'll see. We have so many plans, so we'll have to see if we can execute them as well. Yeah. So, Izzy, as you are back, maybe you would like your reading or your transference. Oh, there we are. I'm just. Oh, how's the internet going? Is it buffering for you? No, it's alright. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure what is happening. No. Oh dear. works. Okay. Izzy, are you here, my friend? And would you like your transference? Oh? I'm not gotten logged out, have I? Can you hear me, guys? Oh, yes, there you are. Okay. I don't know what happened to the internet. Everything went quiet for a little while. Oh, I'm just gonna stretch my legs a little bit. You know, the ever struggles of having an older telepathic twin. No, I'm just kidding. A little bit like that, though. Okay, see, they want to work with smoke for you, so I'm gonna do that. Sorry, I thought someone else came home, but it was just Bumpus who got out of the toilet. Or got out from the toilet. He fell in, guys. I'm sorry, honey. It's true, though. Hey, honey, I'm sorry. Yeah? Good to know he didn't fall in. Yeah, we're a little bit scared for Dixie, actually. The fat little kitty that you haven't seen. Oh, here she comes. Here she is now. I have a candle lit there. Here she is. It's Dixie. No one wants to be here. Ah. There she is. We're a little bit scared that she might fall into the toilet because she's used to jumping up the lid, and now the lid is often open in this house, so we're a little bit scared that she might fall in. Okay. So Izzy, I'm gonna work with... Oh wow, look at this effect. This lighting might not be too bad. She has an angry face. Yeah, well, she's holed up in front of something she doesn't understand, so... She can be happy too. Look at this effect. Okay, see. Okay. So is it they're talking about how you still feel insecure of sharing with your parents? I'm not too sure about the word parents, but it came through as that in the energy. And how you still feel insecure about sharing your work. And that you feel very insecure in yourself. They're also talking about people being scared for your health. Is this something that you feel yourself? Because I do feel a lot of fright right now. I think it has to do with you maybe not quite getting to grasp what people are trying to say. And people don't really know how to approach certain things. We're going back to this of, you know, tripping around you on the toes and not really coming to the not really getting to the case of things. And so that leaves you in a hue of questions, of not really understanding what they were saying, because people are not being blunt with you, Sorry, love, I'll go for 10 minutes more. Bempus is doing stuff in the room. So I feel like, I'm sorry, see, I feel like that leaves you in the hue of, they're talking about disorientation, with trying to understand the world around you and people not being, and this is not to, this is not to be harsh, about you, Sarah, or anyone around. It's simply the feeling I get from you, Izzy, of people being so scared of sharing, reality with you, of sharing, of being blunt. Poor babies. Daddy's being a menace. And I really feel, you feeling disorientated in this and having you back into your shell because of it. And it's not into your shell in a way of me being, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the little bubble of keeping yourself safe from also the closest family. And it felt like after the last reading, you really got this little boost of slowly by slowly, very slowly and very, very cautiously, doing the work to come out of that shell and to see the love that is there for you. And now, when people are acting in the way that they're acting because of they not knowing what is going on in the world, but not wanting to put any strain on you, they're just not wanting to be blunt, because they don't know what that bluntness is, but that makes it feel like they're keeping something from you. And sometimes they do, because of trying to save you or trying to have you feel comfortable, and you don't want that. You want them to be honest with you and you can take it. So when you feel that, what I want to say to you is that you do it. Tell them that you feel this way. And I know that can be really tough when you feel you have to back into your corner and back into yourself and be the saying solitude, but with love, to go back into keeping your distance a little bit in yourself. And hi Sinsevicus, how are you? So I understand that it can be difficult for you to express this, so maybe Tara, this is a way for you to take to heart. And maybe what you can do with your love, and I'm not trying to put anything on you, but it's important that you, Izzy, your feeling and emotion about this, feeling that people are leaving you out, that it's real, and that it's tough on you. And it makes you confused in a way you wanted to explore and to slowly come out and take part of, that now it feels like you have to back up again because of you feeling people are not telling you the whole truth. And usually, and most often, they do tell you the whole truth, but they're so not sure themselves, but the only thing they're leaving out is how they are uncertain themselves. But there are instances when you know that people are not telling you the entire truth and they know other things, and every one of us have felt this sometime, and there's a reason that people are doing this in order to, to have us, to make the best way they can, to feel like they can have us feel good about ourselves and in our situation. But since you're feeling these feelings, and since you're feeling this within you, that you're feeling left out, it's important that that gets recognized. So maybe I felt it was very important to have your reading being done today, see? And I can see why. And so if you resonate with this, I feel you have the right to resonate with it. If you feel this to be right, then you have the right to feel that way. And it's okay. Most of us feel this sometime. I'm sure Tara has felt this many times. I know many people have, to feel like people are not telling us the whole, or not showing us the whole picture. I know there are people in the community who feel I've done this when I've been away because of misunderstandings that have been happening. People feel left out sometimes, and that's okay. But it's okay to also express this feeling. So it's so important that you get to have your voice heard and say, you know what, guys, I understand more than you think I do, and this makes me feel like I'm being left out. They love you and they want to, they're scared that you will be feeling this way, but they've been doing it and handling it in such a way for such a long time that it just comes automatic to them, and it's not in any way or form because of how they feel for you, because they love you. It's simply because of how they have come into, you're interacting with you. It's just how the relationship has been formed. And it's nothing to do with love, because there's so much love and respect and, just unconditional love. But the relationship has formed in this way, and so they want you to tell them how you feel and how you experience it. But because of this being difficult for you, maybe if you resonate with it, if you do not, please let me know, because your voice is the most important in your life. I can't know things that you don't. So if you feel, no, I don't agree, let that be heard. Tell me that. So I know that, so I can go back and see, okay, what can it be that I misunderstood? But if you do recognize it, and if you do feel it, be brave to say simply yes. For I'm sure Tara, and I don't want to, put any strain on either of you, but I feel you, Tara, could definitely take that to heart and to simply say, okay, you feel this way, I understand. Let me help you. Let me be here for you. Because no one is trying to hurt you in this feeling of not sharing everything. It's not about hurting you. It's not about not loving you. It's not about treating you differently. It's about how the relationship has come to form, and it is no one's fault. So let them know. And if you don't feel comfortable in sharing here in chat, just let Tara know. I know she loves you. And I hope, Tara, that you don't feel like I am putting too much on you. I just feel this is really important, and it was a really important thing to bring up today. So Izzy, it has nothing to do with how they love you. It has just come to be in this way, and they want to know how you feel. Okay? And you have every right to feel in this way. Do you feel this has given you something, Essie? Because I feel it was what you needed to hear today. Does it feel okay? It's okay to say no, my friend, and it's okay to say yes. Just let me know if you feel like I can help you with what I've said. If it was what you needed today. If you feel safe. We love you for who you are. And the most beautiful part of it is that you love yourself. So let us share that with you. And with us, I mean your immediate family. There's so much love. Okay? Just let me know that you're okay, my friend. Definitely. Okay. Thank you. I felt that was important, and it is what we have time for today. And just love, you see. So much love. Let Tara know, okay? Because she is there to support you 100%, and it makes her happy to do so. Okay? And it makes me happy to do so. And you have this community if you feel like being here. We love you for who you are. But I do understand your immediate family is very important. So let them know. And by going to Tara, maybe that can help you in doing so. Okay? Can we thumb on it? Is that something that you do in America? When you say this in Sweden when we promise something. Oh, pinky. Pinky is it in America, right? Pinky promise? Pinky promise. Is he? Let Tara know. Pinky promise. Don't leave me hanging, you see. But of course, if you don't feel like it, at least it's now in the open. And it's with love, okay? Thank you for letting me give you that today. It's what we have time for. We're in Sweden. I love it there. I have family living there. Oh, really? Yeah, we're in Sweden. I hope you're okay, Izzy. All the love. And bubbles of joy. Loads of bubbles. I saw Paga. You entered the... Oh, hang on. You entered the queue. We will come back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. I know before that we said we were trying to stream time slots that are workable for you in America, especially. But we will have to consider it. Other people living in the house, of course. So tomorrow I will be streaming at 1 p.m. CET. I know it's a little early for some of you, but if you can't join us then, there's always the VOD, but please do if you feel like it. So I'll be streaming, I'll be back. I will see if we can fix the lighting situation. If not, this is quite beautiful as it is, right? But I will do my best, and if not for tomorrow, then hopefully sometime next week. Pinky promise! Yay! See! I'm so happy! Oh, Yeah. Oh, that warmed my heart. So, yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. and we'll see what we do. Maybe we'll play around with some clay, or we continue with energy readings. We'll see. We will see. But I will be back also during the week, and I will let you know when. I know on Tuesday we are heading back home to take care of the house, so we will not be streaming on Tuesday. But I am here now every day, so I will see when I have clients or not, and when we talk, us here, one-on-one. I know you and me, Paga, I'm gonna meet tomorrow. And I'm hoping to talk to each and every one of you who wants to do this. And I will see when we have time to stream, when we're not doing other things. Loads of things are happening right now, and I'm so blessed and honored, and I really love this. Only thing is, my legs are killing me, and it never happened before. I'm gonna blame it on my older twin. Yeah? I'm gonna do it, okay? As a little send off, I just want to bring in some beautiful healing energy. This is the twig I use when I bring in energy. And I just want to send it off to us, to each and every one of us. The command for leaving the queue, Paga, is joy backwards. So exclamation mark, joy backwards. Okay. But you can stay in the queue and we'll continue tomorrow. Joy backwards. Y-O-J. No, G, right? Okay. Beautiful. But you can stay and we'll bring it up tomorrow, because we're gonna meet after the stream. I can always send you some healing also. Start with me tomorrow. I'm having internet issue. Okay, I see. I'm gonna bring it up in a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Oh, here comes Pempe's dad. And I'm just gonna send the butterfly away to all of us today. Okay. I just said we can continue tomorrow. That's all I said. Okay. And can you hear the Swedish in the background? Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being here. All the love to you, and I'm really bad at doing this heart. Sending you all the love. Thank you for being here, for all the resubs and all the follows. And I will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. CET. And remember, it's 1 hour, it's summertime tomorrow, right? Remember that. So it's GMT plus 2. All the love. And you know where to find me. Take care. Bye for now. From all of us here.